Hello and welcome to uh, round 6 of FA Formula 2 in ARL. Today we are here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and we have a wet qualifying. This will be very interesting, as we already know that Baku is a very difficult track in the dry, but in the wet it will be very difficult for some people. But today it is myself, Utah Elephant 36. Sadly, Milo Gaming could not make it today, as he does not feel that great. So hopefully Milo feels better soon, and we can see him back in commentary again. But like I said, we're back here today in a soggy Bahrain. I haven't been told anything about the race conditions, but we know it's dry. We know it's wet right now for qualifying. Fruitco Salam reserving in the BWT Arden is currently on pole. Reserving for PFL Solberg today. Pluto's just got past, but I'll quickly go through the point standings after last week's race in Spain. Well then. I do not know why this game's done this, but gonna try get back in. Is this gonna bring me back in? Right. The whole lobby may have. But I think they're about to finish. Oh, it's this glitch. Yeah, I believe lots of people have had these issues, so I believe it will most likely be a restart. But, like I said, we'll go through the points quickly, as we will have a bit of a break. Right now it's Pluto leading the way on 154 points, with Explo in P2 on 135. Matty Mumu's are further 29 points back in P3. FRA LMG is on 87 points in P4. Gogglesaw in P5. Bennett's P6. Mr. Boker in P7. He's not here today. Alistry Rundle's in P8. Communist MV is P9. ARL Aronok rounds out the top 10. For the constructors, it's High Tech leading away by 15 points from Carlin. Dam's almost 100 points back from Carlin in P3. HWA is in P4. Campos P5. Unai Virtuosi in P6. Premis P7. Charouz P8. ARC P9. Trident P10 with only 2 points. I'll quickly ask Goggle if I will need. Alright. Just so I know who to invite there. Sorry for this, guys. We can't control Codemasters. Oh, it's only me and Chungus. Alright, we're doing a new lobby. Right. So I will need to do invites for a new lobby. That's fine. I'm just gonna wait for Google to send me an invite. To get the Twitch chat up and see if anyone's in there. Alright. We'll go have a look at some F2 cars in the showroom whilst we wait. Who should we look at? We'll have a look at the high-techs. This is X-Blue's car. Well, this is the constructor leaders' cars. Here's Pluto's cars. I'm not too sure if he's seen it or Dereveler, but I'm going to try get back in the lobby if I can. Now I've got to invite to the lobby, and then I'll quickly do the invites for the drivers that were in last time. Seems most of them are already in, actually. Who are we waiting on? Matty. There's an invite for Matty. And after that, I believe that should be everyone in the lobby. Right. So I believe we'll probably do a whatever is custom. I still don't know what it was for the race. But because no one really said anything about it, I assume it's dry. But I can't guarantee that. But we know it'll be a wet qualifying. Apparently Pluto was on pole last session with a 2-minute 6.7, so maybe he'll try to match out or even beat it. By the way, his reaction, I assume it was a very good lap. If I'm honest, I don't really know good times for F2, especially in the wet, as I wouldn't say I'm a good driver in F2, so good times don't have that much knowledge of, but you would expect it to be him, Goggle, Explo near the front, battling for pole. Potentially Fruity after he was doing decent last quali session. He could throw a surprise, but they're probably the three main people you would expect to be battling for pole. As we're almost into the session, I'm going to try find out weather for the race. But like I said, I think it's dry, but not 100% sure. I'll quickly go through the results from last round. It was F-Ray LMG he took pole at Spain, but it was Pluto he did win the race, followed by Gogglesaw and Massimimi finishing the podium. Explo was P4 with fastest lap, LMG P5, Bennett P6, Aronok on P7, and Randall P8. He then did get pole position for the sprint. Chungus was 9th. Solomon sprint is Explo dominated. Well, he didn't dominate, but he won and got fastest lap. Pluto was P2, Matty P3, Mr. Boca P4, Gogglesaw P5, Alistair Randall P6, Communist MVP 7, and Raps F143, rounding out the points. But right now it's Pluto on pole by Matty Mumu and Afray LMG. The two HWA drivers not having the greatest of qualifyings by the looks of it. It's Afray LMG he's currently on pole, but always changing between the front three. The Dams, the High-Tech, and the Cardin driver. Gogglesaw down in P9 at the moment. Not great for him. X-Play P6. But again, now it's Matty Mumu. He's taken pole position for now. As we have a few corners left now. A few braking zones. Only 2 more braking zones out in the dry. I'm not too sure about the wet. They may need to lift off in the last sector, but I'm not too sure. But Afray LMG, who's currently on pole going into this last sector, will ride on board with him for the rest of the lap. Does need to lift off, but doesn't need to use the brake. I believe that's well done there from Afray LMG. On the last straight, Matty must have had a very good run through there, carrying more speed. He looks like Matty Mimi's going to take pole position with a 5.9. Afray LMG with a 6.0. Pluto with a 6.2. Then a 9/10 gap down to Chungus Goat 1 and P4. Explo's P5. Bennett's P6. Bennett P7. Alistair Rundle P8. Believe Fruitcoast Alarm P9. Communist MV P10. ARL Aronok on P11 with Raptor F143. He retired down in P12. But that does mean Matty Mumu will get 4 points for getting pole position. Afraid MG with, I just believe, not a great last sector. Yeah, Matty had a very good last sector. Pluto was even better than Matty. Afraid MG must not have really known how to do the last sector. As Gogglesaw is the next person who's slower than him, down in P7. So all of the top 6 was quicker than LMG. But now we're going to a race where I believe it'll be dry, but I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait and see. It is dry, says Rundle. I believe GSR Thrasher and potentially Mr. Boca will be joining for the sprint race. It's Ace invited, but now we'll have a look at highs. That is very interesting. Only Chungus Scope 1 electing to go for the alternate strategy, doing medium to super softs. Chungus seems a bit surprised about this. He's going to really need to stay ahead of these guys. But one of the main things about Baku is survival, as the walls are very close, especially in F2 cars when you don't have as much turning. Apparently I invited people to the party. Nice. There's Stacey invited again. But like I said, this race isn't about he'll be the quickest, it'll be about who can keep it out of the wall and be the quickest. Raps has been disqualified from the formation lap. I'm not sure why. But yeah, it's Matty on pole from F-Ray LMG. Pluto's in P3, so all McLaren 1, 2, 3. Chungus is in P4, Explo P5, Bennett P7, Goggle P8, Bennett P6, Goggle P7, Rundle P8, 3T P9, Communist P10, Aaron P11. Raptor says, gotta love AI's going 5 miles an hour. So I assume that might have been Aaron Ocon who's in AI, but I'm not too sure. Boca's now joined, and I believe Thrasher will be joining soon as well. Now just waiting for the last cars to pull up into their grid spots, ready for the start. It's not a very long drive down to turn 1, so it'll be about who can get the best start, essentially, and if Matty can. But the lights are now coming on. 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out, and away we go here for FAA Formula 2 at Baku. Oh, someone's already binned it. I believe that's Pluto. The championship lead has binned it going into turn 1. Looks to be quite clean. Rundle and Pluto might have collided. But that's an awful start for the championship leader. I believe he's lost. Yeah, he's losing some wing. So is Rundle. That's really not great for those two drivers. But Pluto does get past Raptor. Does Raptor? No. Pluto's really going to be a bit annoyed with that start. He's going to try to make his way back through the grid if he doesn't box his lap. Fruity and Aaron going side by side. But Fruity gets the move done on the Shuri's driver. Pluto's going to look to send it a bit. But Aaron Ocon's really says no there. Chungus is dropped down to P5. Yeah, so Goggle has made up 3 places from the start. So has Communist MV. ARL Aaronocon's made up 2. So is Xblow. Aaron with that's fine because the game allows you to do that on strict. But we will be penalising people who are caught to be exceeding quite a lot. They'll be given a 10-second time penalty. Yes, it is on regular, but that doesn't mean you can cut. It's on regular so we can encourage side-by-side action. But if people are gonna ruin that and try to cut, they will get penalised for that. Goggle Saw has got a bit of a tight. I think we've all got 3 T's in the pits. Did not see what happened to him. Can't really tell where people are right now because of this game. Lewis is gonna look for a move down the inside of Massey Mumu. Massey over for the switchback. Can't make it work. Already mounting that curb there. Could be under pressure from Goggle Saw at the moment. I believe the game has now fixed itself. Yep. See, Massey's almost out of the 1 second window of F-Ray LMG. He is out. Blue, yellow flags. That's Bennett, I believe. Bennett, has he lost some of his wing? No. But Bennett has dropped down to P8 behind his teammate, which could be quite important when the pit stops happen, because normally you'd expect a bit of a mix between drivers on the softer tyres and the hard compound, but it was only Chungus who went on to the mediums to start this race, so there'll need to be a bit of team strategy for when people box off the soft compound. Matty's got the gap back down to 8 tenths, but Goggle may look to make a move here. He's got the slipstream. Will he send it a bit? Yeah, he's a bit later on the brakes. Matty can't really respond to that at the moment. Matty could potentially be under pressure from his teammate now. But we do have DRS for the first time. Chungus is sitting in quite a lonely P5, but he is only 4 seconds off the car ahead. So he could be in a good place for the end of the race, but... Oh, Matty runs in deep. That's going to cost him, and now X-Play may be able to go around the outside. He's got a move done. Might have been a bit of lag from my end. But X-Play's going to need to now try get back into Bennett's around again. He lost wing this time. No, he still hasn't. Maybe he must be struggling for traction right now. Like keeping it out of the walls, which is quite lucky. X-Ray's going to need to try and get back into the 1 second window of Goggle Saw 390 in the Ardent. These two good friends, I know they're in a party, so we'll see what happens. XO is back within the 1 second window. It's very close. He's going to need a good exit out of this corner. It's so close between them. He's going to... Oh, has Goggle made a mistake there? I believe he might have gone into the wall, Goggle Saw. Has he lost his left end plate there? He has, which has allowed X-Play right on the back of him. X-Play may make the move down into turn 1. He's going to look to go for it. He has made it complete. That's a big mistake there from Goggle. He's going to look to fight back, but with his even less downforce now, it's going to be a tough order for him. But a 1.5 second gap to race leader. Goggle can't fight back past Explode. Pluto down in P6. Might be struggling with his broken wing, but he is gaining on Chungus. Massey about 3 attempts back from Gogglesor with the broken wing. Massey does have all of his wing, so he's gonna want to try to get past Goggle quite soon. He wants to contend with Explo and LMG. Explo has gained a bit on LMG. Will he be able to fight back into the 1 second window? I don't think he'll do it this lap, but potentially next lap he may be able to. Good run through there from Explo. Already gained time through there. If only there's a bit longer, he may have been able to get within the 1 second. Goggle looking like he's going to box. So to LMG. Oh, Goggle. So F3 LMG going for an undercut on Explo. Both of the high techs going out for another, which would mean one's going to have to go for another 2 laps. They both have worn tyres, as you can see from the grainings on their tyres. Rundle's 6 seconds behind Chungus, with Aronok and Bennett behind. Where does LMG come out compared to the guys ahead? It's relatively far behind, so he shouldn't catch up to them before they box. Raps is also in the pits. I believe Goggle has changed his wing in the pit stop. Yes, he has, as he's now almost 12 seconds behind the Dams driver, which is not great for him, but this will mean Explo and Matimimu are in a net P2 and P3 right now. Explo's almost pulled out of the 1 second window to Matimimu 03, which could indicate he's going for, this is his in lap, as he's pushing quite hard. Because he wants to minimise the, looks like Bennett's pulling away from F3 LMG, so could the undercut be on from Explo? We'll have to wait and see, but Matty is out of the 1 second window, so he won't get the advantage of DRS if it is Explo who boxes this lap. He's got the blue spanner, which indicates his pit window's open. Matty's isn't. So yeah, like I suspected, it's Matty going for the overcut. Explo into the pits now. Where they come out compared to F3 LMG. Really close to the barriers there for LMG, but now he is gaining on Bennett. Where's Explo gonna come out compared to him? I think Explo's gonna do this. Oh, he's now changing his tyres. This should be relatively easy for LMG. He does get the undercut. He pulls out he's gained about a second from going that lap shorter, but that does mean Explo will have a lap fresher tyres, which could mean quite a lot compared to the end of the race. Matty pulling away from Chungus still. Chungus is going to have quite a tall order to try and get a podium in this race. But a top 5 will be good for the Charisse driver. Aaron Saprov is 9 seconds back. F3 LMG looks like he's slightly pulling away from Explo. Maybe his tyres aren't in the optimum tyre temperatures, but it's looking quite good for F3 LMG as it stands. 2.5 second lead. Ooh. He's really taking those corners aggressively, and that's Raptor. That might have been a reset there. Massey is now in. Aaron's also in, which releases FRA NMG to not catch up to them. He gets fastest lap that lap, setting improvement of 4 times compared to his soft time. Oh, FRA NMG goes for a spin. The race leader, that's an awful mistake. Gonna get disqualified essentially from the game for that. So he was blocking the pit lane a bit, but he does not. But that's a huge mistake from the Dams driver. Somehow, I don't believe he's lost any of his wing. He slammed into the wall, but hasn't broken his wing somehow. Massey, almost 3 seconds behind Explo after going 2 laps longer. But that's a huge mistake, which will mean Goggle will be right on the back of the Dams driver now. Well, I doubt FRA LMG will need to box again, but it won't be good for his tyres, especially as he went for an undercut compared to the people around him. He could have tyre issues come to the end of the race. Pluto's 11 seconds behind Gogglesort after his spin going into turn 1. I'm not too sure what happened. Pluto going into turn 1. Maybe we'll get an explanation from him after the race. But could be a costly mistake in the battle for the championship. Goggle's right on the back of FRA LMG. Sure, he may be able to make the move going down into turn 1. Or maybe before the rest isn't able to. This is being where NMG struggled throughout most of the race in qualifying. Goggle in the slipstream and now has DRS. Should be a fairly simple move for the Arden driver. It does make it through. Goggle now into P4 and a net P3. Chungus Goat 1, when will he decide to box? I assume he'll be in the next few laps, considering Massey and Aaron Ocon did 6 laps, which would mean lap 9. So, lap 9 or 10, I would expect Chungus Goat 1 to be entering the pits. FRA NMG needs to refocus after that spin from the lead. Yellow flags. Was that Chungus? Yeah, that was Chungus. He's lost a heap of time. Oh, he's lost his whole wing. Well, that means he'll be coming to the pits a lot earlier than or a couple laps earlier than what we expected. Raptors into the pit lane. Takes a 5-second speed in. Raptor going to retire. Yes. Chungus really affected by his lack of downforce. Surely he would be boxing again. Oh, Alistair Rundle's around now. 2 crashes in the same lap at that corner. Not too sure what's happened. Raptor's now left. Chungus into the pits. By the fact he didn't speed, I assume he's going to attempt to go to the end. Massey with fastest lap. He has gained a bit of time on Explo. But where's Chungus now going to rejoin? Should be between... Should be ahead of Free to Coast Alarm. Communist flies past Freety there. Chungus does get out ahead of this fight. 8 seconds behind Pluto. Will he be able to close down the Guardian driver with 6 laps to go? Matty's really gaining on X-Play through the middle sector, I think. Aaron Ocon's now passed through. Oh, contact! Oh, 3T almost spins! I believe 3T's missing his end plates. Yeah, he is. Not too sure what's happened to 3T there. But that probably explains why Communist flew past him on a straight. FNMG still within a second of Gogglesaur, so still could get a podium in this race. X-Play responds to Matty's fastest lap, but Matty goes even quicker. Could potentially be a really interesting fight between these two drivers. The new teammates for this season, of course. After Matty last season was in the Premier. No Premiers racing today. Randall now past 3T. Will 3T box? Yes, he will. Chungus! Chungus go one on the super soft compound. He's gone for a spin. Managed to keep it out of the wall though. Or not lose any wing. As he still has his whole wing, but that's really not great for his tyres. Considering he had to box earlier than what he normally would want to. Plus, he's now gone for a spin. 3C onto the super softs. Might look to go for fastest lap. Everyone, all Communists, everyone from 6 on backwards to 3T is quite close on the mini map, and then you just go to this front 5 and they're all quite spaced out apart from Gogglesaur and FNMG, who maybe this lap will get close enough to go for a move down into turn 1. Needs to stick in the slipstream of Goggle. He's rapidly gaining. Will he be close enough for a move? I don't think so. Might look for a switchback. Doesn't have the grip to do so. But he's right on the back of Goggle now. Will he now be able to make a move down into turn 3 if he gets a good exit? So less than 3 attempts behind Goggle. Will he be able to be close enough? Almost side by side, but doesn't want to go for it this lap. Communist quite close behind Chungus. Not a great corner there. He's lost a few attempts compared to Chungus, so won't be able to make the move down into turn 3. Rundle also won't. X-Play's still got a 2-second lead. Team Massimimi just dropped underneath 2 seconds, actually. Goggle went very deep there. Hasn't got any wing damage from that, which is quite lucky. Lewis had a small look. Had a very good corner there. Really gained on the back of Goggle. You'd maybe expect him to go for a move down into turn 1 now. He's right on the back of Gogglesaur. A lot closer than what he was last lap. May even be able to do this before DRS is enabled. Using the slipstream, this will be a very simple move for the Dams driver. He does make it. Will Goggle be able to respond on the second DRS zone? Aaron Ocon looks like he's going to get past Communist MV. This straight's well to move him up into P7. Will Goggle side by side with FRANMG. He's going to look to go for it. Lewis holds it around the inside. Goes deep into the corner. Now it's Goggle on the outside. Oh, there's a safety car. SJ Rundle's crashed on a straight. But that's huge. It'll probably only be a 2 to go restart. Will anyone box? I doubt it. But this does bring Free to Coast Alarm back into the race. And also Pluto and Chungus. Chungus gets to save his tyres for a bit. So they should definitely be able to go to the end now. I'll have a look at the F2 chat. Nothing's been said right now. But this brings everyone close together after they were spaced out quite a lot. Will Free to Coast Alarm even be able to catch up to the safety car is another question, as he's very far behind. It depends on how long the safety car will stay out for. Randall crashed into the pit lane entry. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do in these cars with the lack of downforce. You just can't get them stopped as quickly. Rundle will be kicking himself for that mistake. But there's still this sprint race to go. Of course, we'll have Mr. Boker and GSR Thrasher to join us as well. Gonna now try and get Raptor back in. Pluto boxes. He seems to be the only one who's tried this. But he's going to lose quite a lot of positions to people behind him. Moves down to P9. Even behind his teammate. Safe car. Is safe car in his lap? I think it might be because XP's really back down. But not many people have caught up. This is a disaster for Pluto right now. Safety car is coming in. Pluto seems to have won it. It'll be a four-way fight in the last 2 laps. Goggle saw. Will he get past FRANMG? No, you can't this time. Pluto's past Bennett. Puts him into a reverse grid pole at the moment. Pluto past Communist MV now as well. Will he be able to get past Aronokon to get back into P6 and take home 8 points? Exo's built up a decent lead. Team Matty, but the slipstream's very powerful. There won't be DRS to help Matty, but there will be slipstream. Matty really attacks that crab there. Pluto 3 attempts behind that ARL Aronokon now. Can't make the move. Aaron really attacking us again. We're about to start the last lap now. Matty Mumu versus Explo. FRNMG is always the second behind. Goggle with further 7 tenths behind. So it may only be between the two high techs. Will Matty be able to be close enough down into turn 3? I don't think so. Pluto's past Aronokon for P6. Now, Aaron retaliating and getting back past. They're side by side. But Pluto with the better traction on his new super soft tyres is able to get past. How close can Matty Mumu be going into the last straight is now the big question. Will he be close enough to potentially get past with a drag race down to the line? Matty 6 tenths, 7 tenths behind. Bennett with a 3 second. That puts him out in the running for the reverse grid pole. Sector 2, yellows, that's Bennett. Bennett's gone for a spin again. Now going to the final sector, X Blue looks like he may have just done enough here to keep his lead. Team Matty Mumu. Matty 6 tenths back. 5 tenths back now. 4 tenths. I just don't think this will be enough for Matty. If he had DRS maybe, but it's going to end 3 tenths behind. But it's Explo who wins in Baku, followed by Matty Mumu 3. FRLMG completes podium. Goggles saw just 2 tenths behind. Chungus P5. Pluto will come back to P6. Setting fastest lap as well. Aaron P7. Communist MV will be P8. Bennett P9. And Free to Coast Alarm in P10. But this will mean Communist MV will be on reverse grid pole for the Baku sprint race, followed by Aaron Ocon. Aaron Ocon with fastest lap. Not fastest lap. Driver of the day. But like I said, it's X Below. He takes the win, followed by Matty Mumu. LMG's in P3, Goggle P4, Chungus P5, Pluto P6 with fastest lap, Aaron P7, Communist 7V P8, Bennett P9, Free to Go Slam 5 P10. So be Communist on pole, Aaron on P2, Pluto in P3. You'd probably say he's the favourite for the sprint race. Chungus is in P4, Goggle P5, Adam G P6, Bratty P7, X-Blue P8. With Bennett and 3-2 rounding out top 10. We'll have Mr. Boker and JSR Thrasher joining us for the sprint, but we will not have Raptor, I don't believe. Bit overcast for the sprint, but I believe it will be same dry. Everyone will probably be on the mediums, or everyone will be on the mediums for the sprint. We'll have 13 drivers now. No. Raptor, I didn't believe his joined back. No, he hasn't. It's a shame Raptor hasn't joined back. Thrasher almost spinning. Boker's been put into his normal car, but Thrasher is in the MP Motorsport. I assume his result will go towards Trident, as that's the team he's meant to be in. As we do not use MP Motorsport for this. But through to Kosalam already disqualified. Communist MV starting a pole potentially for maybe for the first time. Don't quote me on that, but I'm not sure if he has. But Aaron on the front row, we know he was on the front row last week and he collided with Bennett. Bennett down in P9 today. Got 11 laps of Baku for the sprint race. All Communist has binned it at Castle. So now coming into the last sector of the formation lap. Pluto staying on, keeping a big distance between him and the other drivers. Quite a few retired disqualified cars, I'm not too sure why. But near the end of the formation lap now. Communist MV now putting up into his grid spot. We're now just waiting for GSR Thrasher. Four lights, five lights. Lights out and away we go for the sprint race now. No spins off the start this time, which is a good start. Someone's chugged this goat, I believe. Someone with a brick, could be Matty Mumu. He is Bennett. Bennett's gone straight on. Boca got a 5 second for a collision with him. I don't know if they made contact. But Communist MV kept his P1 off the start. It's a good start from him. Thrasher up. Boca's just stopped for some reason. Not too sure why. But he's now down in P13. He got the wing damage that turn 1. We're now in green flag conditions again. Aaron very close to the back of Communist. Pluto hovering about 8 tenths behind. Rundle's past GSR Thrasher. There's quite a big gap between P8 and P9. 4.5 seconds. But ARL knock-on's just 3 tenths behind Communist now. Will he be able to move into turn 1 and take the lead of the backy sprint race? Very close to the walls there. Communist going defensive. Aaron Ockham's going to need to go around the outside here. Now wheel to wheel. And with a great... Oh, he's gone deep. Able to keep ahead. Yes, he can. That's a great move there from ARL Aaron Knock-on to take the lead of the sprint race. Thrasher sped into the pits. Free season. AI for some reason. Not too sure. Cleveland now may want to get past these two drivers. X-Below in... X-Bellow's almost at the back of this train. Now got the game back. Thrasher's binned it coming out of the pits. Passing the white lines. I'm not too sure what he's doing there. But look how close these guys all are to one another. Oh, Rundle. Thrasher also. Aaron's almost pulled out a 1 second gap to Communist MV. But we'll have DRS the next lap. So Communist looks like he should be able to stay within the 1 second. Oh, there's a VSC. Boca's out. Might have lost the rear. Not too sure what he's done there. This will mitigate the first DRS chance for drivers to get past the cars ahead. Communist about 6 tenths behind, so right now he's staying within the 1 second window. So back under green flags now. Pluto's just 1/10 behind Communist. It doesn't send it. Quite a big DRS train from first to 8th. Then there's Freeze Coast Alarm for some reason in AI. And Raptor, who's a AI car. Then Rundle's almost 5 seconds back from these two. Thrasher's in the pits again, he could get lapped. But Communist is Manchester David, no. 1 second window of Aaron. Will he be able to strike going down into turn 1? We'll stand board with the UNI Virtuosi car. Doesn't look like he'll make it this straight. But will he be able to go for it? Going down into turn 3. Oh, that's strongest into the wall. Did he get a broken wing from that? After some contact with Goggle, so he has exposed. Now we're gonna look to strongest with a huge send on Goggle. Goggle's getting a bit boxed in by Expo and Chungus now. Keeps ahead of X below. Oh, Lewis somehow has kept them all in a straight line there. But Pluto and LMG are past Communist MV now. Of course, Chungus with a broken wing. How will he fare with that? Oh, Communist with a big moment. Goggles now gonna let's go round the outside. Oh, Goggles into the wall. Oh no, that's a huge collision into wall for Communist. Goggles just got tried to take that flat, got into the wall and careened back across the track into the path of Communist, giving him a broken wing. That could potentially be a penalty for Goggle. I'd need to look at it again, but that didn't look great for the BWT driver. Chungus and Goggle at it again. Communist into the pits. Oh, what has happened there? A huge pile up. Was Goggle hit there? I'll have a look again. I think Goggle was hit, but he did go on the brakes very late. It is a safety car. I'm not too sure what's happened there. All I know is many cars were involved. This helps Communist after his collision with Goggle. But this will neutralise the whole grid. Pluto MP1 from LMG. The next place, some people have penalties. I assume that's 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds for Matty and Goggle. 10 for Chungus. I assume there's some angry people after that. How many people is going to need to box? Pluto's fine. LMG's fine. X plays fine. Goggle with a 5-second for a collision with ARL knock-on. Matty's into the pits. ARL knock-on's into the pits. Goggle's into the pits. Same Chungus. 3T will stay out then. All these guys come to the soft compound. Shree's having to double stack. It's not great for Chungus. Rundle's into the pits. Oh, Expo with a drift. 3T is back driving now after he was in AI for a while. Oh, Massey's into the wall. Chungus is retired. Has Massey... No, somehow he hasn't. I think Chungus just retires manually. Safety car will be out for another lap now. So we'll have a 4 to go restart. There's already been free tickets open about the sprint race. Hasn't been the cleanest of races. Hopefully these last 4 laps will be clean, considering we do come in this time. I'd expect us to, but we'll see. Don't believe the safety car's coming in for now. That may change if communists can catch up. But by the looks of it, I believe we're doing another lap under the safety car, which will mean the 3 to go restart. And that would mean there'll be DRS for the final lap, which could get very interesting indeed. Everyone from Massey backwards is on soft tyres for this now free to go restart. Thrasher on the oldest tyres, Communist on the freshest. Gogglesaw still has a 5 second, which I believe he can get taken off, because he hasn't served it. It's have a 5 second, and the 5 second for the cars people did box, I don't think can get removed because this is a safety car. You've served it under a safety car. JSR Thrasher may be able to catch up to the rest of the pack for the restart. Fleet already warming his sides, he's expecting to restart this lap, and so am I. Safety car is in this lap. Alright, we'll have 3 laps to go. Will the super soft runners... Massey's trying to get past Raptor. I don't know why Raptor didn't join back, but something you can ask after. Will the super soft runners be able to get 3 of the medium runners and win? Alright, or maybe a podium. Pluto's probably going to wait as long as possible to restart here. It's a very long run from here down to turn 1. When's he gonna go? He's going now. Looks like he's kind of caught LMG napping a bit. It's a decent restart from Pluto. LMG still warming up his tyres. He must feel they're sort of a bit cold. Massey's past Raptor's AI. Now what can these guys do on the medium runners? Pluto going defensive down into turn 3. Massey ahead of Fruit Coast Alarm now as well. Massey could potentially get the double win here. You know, Explo won last race. But Massey did get pole. Goggle also passed 3 now, potentially business team orders in there. Freety's plummeting down. I think he didn't pit for the soft tyres because his Simic Gogglesaw was in the pits because he had lost his whole front wing from that turn 2 collision. MG can't make the move into here, but didn't expect him to make it through there anyway. Oh, Pluto with and Explo, the 2 championship protagonists, have had big moments, both at the same corner, the same exit. Pluto, does he have a broken wing? He does. There's still 2 laps to go. Will Pluto even now be able to get any points from this race? Rundle It's 3 wide. Randall, Aaron and Pluto. Randall down the inside. Randall makes it. Oh, it's now 4 wide. That was never really gonna work. Yellow flags. 3 T's around. Yeah, that was never gonna work. He's now just driven into a wall. But Matty is now in the lead after all of that. He's gonna look to try get out of the 1 second window to give him that safety going on into the last lap. Goggle has a 5 second time penalty, but I would assume it can get removed. Massey is out of the 1 second barrier to FRA Energy, but Energy's really going to need to try hard through this section. Rundle's left a session. I believe Rundle's gone offline, I'm not too sure why. That he might still get a point because Raps is in AI as well. Will Gogglesaw be able to get into P2? He's going to use a slipstream. Should be a relatively simple move. And this is Explode in P4. Has a good buffer to Aaron behind him. Aaron and Pluto now side by side. Pluto being forced off track a bit there from Aaron. And Pluto shoving it down. Oh, there's Pluto's into wall again. This is a big mess. Oh, communist, but Goggle's back in the DRS zone of Matty Mumu. I'll go to that in a minute, but communist holding up Pluto and Rundle at the moment. Adam Tree out of the 1 second to Goggles. It's just going to be a battle between the BWT driver and the high-tech driver. Goggle only 6 tenths behind. It's really going to need a big push going down into the last straight now. They need a good exit, which he has got. This is going to be really tight here between Goggle and Massey Mumu. Under 5 tenths the gap now. Sounds around that's free to coast, but we can't have a look at that. Goggle saw against Massey Mumu. To the line. Goggle in 3 tenths behind. Will he be able to do this? I can't really tell. I believe Matty Mimi's won by just over half a tenth because of Goggle's 5 second penalty. That was insanely close. But Matty Mimi wins the sprint race in Baku. I believe it'll be Gogglesaw in P2, Explode P3, LMG P4, Communist P5, Aronok on P6, Pluto P7, Rundle P8. Raps will probably get a DNS, a Thrasher P10, Freeze Case Alarm P11, but that was so close between Matty Mimu and Goggle. But they have been some very interesting races of Freezy's lost a wheel. Oh. Matty Mimi with driver of today. but it's Matty Mumu who wins. And then we'll just go off the game for now. Matty Mumu in P1, Explo in P2, FRALMG in P3, Gogglsaur in P4, Communist P5, ARL Aronok in P6, Pluto P7, with Fastest Lap again, SJ Rundle P8, Raptor F1 43 P9, and J Sarah Thrasher. Right out top 10 with the DNFs, Free-to-K Salam, Chungus Goat 1, Mr. Boca, and Bennett. But I believe that'll be... I believe it's actually Gogglsaur you got past the lump, not Pluto, my apologies. But I believe this will probably be the end of the stream now. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week for Japan. And goodbye.